The next topic is measures of central tendency. Now, whenever the data is collected, it is organized in a proper format with the help of tables, diagrams, and graphs, etc. But for the purpose of just representing the entire series with a little or small number of observations and sometimes a single value, this average is known as measures of central tendency. So whenever any value is selected from a series which is a representative of the entire series, it should have certain characteristics. It should be able to define the entire series. It should be based upon all the observations. It should be easy to compute and least affected by fluctuations of sampling. Now we will discuss various types of averages that are used in the statistics. There are certain mathematical averages. Now, mathematical averages means when we apply the mathematical formula. For example, we make use of mean, or we can say arithmetic mean. We make use of geometric mean. We make use of harmonic mean. So these are the mathematical averages. The second category can be positional averages. These averages are based upon the position of an element in the entire series. For example, we make the calculation of median and we make the calculation of mode. So that is the positional averages. And another category can be commercial averages, in which we calculate the moving average, composite average, progressive average. But in this chapter we will be discussing these 5 concepts in detail: arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean, median and mode. Now let us see arithmetic mean at the first instance. Now it is widely used measure for representing the entire data. So for a layman it's an average, but for a statistician it is an arithmetic mean, and sometimes it is known as mean also. So basically arithmetic mean is the number which is obtained by adding the values or all the items of a series and dividing the total by number of observations. Now in arithmetic mean we have 2 types of mean calculations. First is simple arithmetic mean and second is weighted arithmetic mean. Now let us see the case of simple arithmetic mean first. Now the calculation of arithmetic mean will be depending upon the observations, like if you have individual data, you have discrete data, or you have continuous data. So the formulas will be different. And we have 3 methods to calculate arithmetic mean. The first method is direct method. The second method may be called indirect method, or sometimes it is known as shortcut method. And the third method is the step deviation method. Therefore, depending upon the nature of the series that we will see, now 3 types of series are there. Accordingly, the formula will be designed. Now let us see the first type of series. For example, if we have been given individual series. Now individual series is a series in which only a series is given, the numbers are given, and there is no frequency column given. So here frequencies are not given, only the observations are given in a very simple format. So if you are applying the direct method and it is a case of individual series, in this case mean, now this is the sign of mean. So mean will be calculated by sigma x divided by n. Now you will be given an x in the question. So there is no frequency in the individual series. You will be simply adding the observations and dividing it by the number. That will give you mean. If in the same question there is frequency also given, then you can apply the shortcut method, or if frequency is not given because we are taking the individual series, so there is no frequency, but you want to apply the shortcut method in the same question, then we can take assumed mean into consideration and we will be taking the deviations, and this will be the formula that will be applied. And in case of step deviation method, assumed mean A stands for assumed mean. Then we will take the deviations, and if there is something common, we will write sigma dx dash divided by n, and it will be multiply the common factor that we selected. When we will see these things practically, then it will be more clear. Now second type of series can be discrete series. Now in this series you will be given frequency as well. So when frequency is also there, x is also there, under the direct method the formula will be mean is equals to fx divided by n. Now this x will be multiplied by the f. Here coming down to the shortcut method, assumed mean plus sigma f dx divided by n. So this will be the formula, and in case of step deviation, mean will be is equal to a assumed mean plus frequency multiplied by deviations taken dash divided by n into I or c, you can write anything. C or I stands for the common value. Now third type of questions can be related to continuous series. So continuous series is the series where you have been given the class intervals instead of x. So you will have to take the mid values and convert the series into a normal series x, and then we will be applying these formulas, that will be this. So here x we have taken the mid values. X will be our mid values. Here also formula will be as above, a plus sigma f dx divided by n, and last is assumed mean plus sigma f dx dash divided by n into I. So this is how you will be calculating the mean in case of different questions. Now if one question is there, with all the three methods answer will be same. Either you can apply the direct method or shortcut method or step deviation method, answer is going to be the same. So once you recognize the nature of the series, whether it is an individual series or discrete or continuous series, then you can apply any method out of these, you will be getting the same answer. Now let us see first case of individual series, and we will see how these three methods will be applied there. Then we will move towards the discrete series, and in the same question we will see how these three methods are applied, and then we will move towards the continuous series. Now this is the question of individual series. Here only one thing, only the expenditure or wages, anything can be given to you. Now we will be applying the direct method first. As we have seen, the direct method says that formula is mean is equals to sigma x divided by n. So this is our x. Now we will add our x. When we added these values, it comes out to be 510. N is the number of observations. Count the observation. This is the data of 10 individuals. So here we will be getting answer 51. Now let us see if I have to apply the shortcut method over here. So this is how we have calculated the mean. Now for the purpose of applying the shortcut method, we will have to calculate the dx, and the formula for calculating the deviations is x minus a. Now you can take any assumed mean out of the series, and it can be out of the series also, it can be from outside also. So it is going to give you the same answer. Now suppose in this question, if I look at the the value starts from 20 and it is going till 90 maximum. So I will take a middle value to just represent my mean, because I am taking a mean, so it should be meaningful at least. So from 20 to 90, I can see 50 is somewhere in between. So I am taking deviations x minus a from 50. So my a I have taken to be 50. So I have taken my assumed mean to be equal to 50. So x minus a is the formula. So 30 minus 50 will be minus 20. 70 minus 50 will be 20, minus 10, minus 30, 10, minus 10, minus 20, positive 30, 0, and positive 40. So this is dx. So just add these values, so that will be giving us sigma dx. This comes out to be 10. So now this was our direct method. Now shortcut methods formula is mean is equals to assumed mean plus sigma dx divided by n. So in this question we have taken 50 as the assumed mean. Sigma dx comes out to be 10 divided by 10. N is the number of observation, that is 10 into 1. So when we calculated, it will be 50 plus 1, that is 51. So here also with the first method, with the second method, we are getting the same answer. Now let us move further to the step deviation method. In the step deviation method, we have to calculate dx dash. This will be applied only if something is common in the series. Now we can see 10 is common in the entire series. So our formula is dx divided by I, and I is the common factor. In this case I have taken I to be 10. So I will be dividing the entire series with 10. So the answer that will be minus 2, 2, minus 1, minus 3, 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3, 0 and 4. So my entire series has been divided. So it will be giving me the answer of sigma dx dash, and when we will solve this, so our sigma dx dash will be, so it comes out to be 1. So now let us apply the step deviation method. Now mean in case of step deviation method is a sigma dx dash divided by n into I. So here our assumed mean was same, we have not changed it. We can change it also, but there was no need to change. So 50 plus sigma dx dash comes out to be 1 divided by n. N is the number of observation, that is 10, multiplied by I is 10. So again it will be, this will be cancelled, 50 plus 1, that is 51. So you will see with the help of all the methods you will be getting the same answer, that is 51. So in a series you can apply any of the three methods of individual series, either direct method or the indirect or shortcut method or the step deviation method. The second type of series can be discrete series. Now discrete series is the series when you have been given x with the frequency as well. That becomes a discrete series. Now for the purpose of calculating the discrete series, the mean under the discrete series, again we have three methods. Now first of all let us see the direct method. Now we have seen the formula of direct method, that is sigma fx divided by n. So first of all for this purpose we have to calculate fx. Fx will be this multiplied by this. So 20 into 500, 60, 120, 500, 180, 140 and 300. So when we will add this, it will become our sigma fx. So by adding all these values we will be getting, the total is 1500, and when you will add this frequency, so that is known as n, so it will be 30. So it can be known as sigma f, or you can call it n. In case of discrete series, n is sigma f. So now if in this formula I am going to apply the values as we have calculated. So our first answer will be 1500 as we have seen fx calculation, and n was 30, so our answer will be 50. So this was the direct method under discrete series. Now let us see the shortcut method. For the shortcut method, again we will have to take the deviations, that is we have to calculate the dx. Out of this series from 20 to 80, we can take any middle values. For example, from 20 to 80, I feel 40 will be in the middle. So I am taking the assumed mean x minus 40. So this will be my calculation. So 20 minus 40 minus 20 minus 10, 0, 10, 20, 30 and 40. So this will be my dx. So after this, according to the formula, I will have to calculate f dx. So this is frequency, this is dx. Let's multiply this. Minus 100, minus 20, 0, 100, 60, 60 and 200. So it will be giving us the calculation of f dx. So when we will be solving it, so our f dx comes out to be 300. So we have seen now this is 300 and this comes out to be 30. Now let us apply this values in our second method, that is shortcut method. So in the shortcut method, our formula to calculate mean was A plus sigma f dx divided by n. So here assume mean we have taken 40, f dx was 300 and this was 30. So when we will be solving it, it will be 40 plus 10, that is 50. So here also answer is 50. Under the direct method also we got the same answer. Now the third method is the step deviation method. In the step deviation method we require dx dash. So we will be calculating dx as we have already seen. If something is common, we can calculate dx dash. So formula will be dx divided by I. In this case I can see that I 10 is common. So I'm dividing every element with 10. So this will be the values that we will get. Now we will make another column, that is f dx dash, and dx dash will be multiplied by f. So when we will multiply this with this will be minus 10, minus 2, 0, 10, 6, 6 and 20. So after adding these values, the answer that we will be getting with sigma f dx dash will be 4. So now let us put the values in our formula, that is the formula of step deviation. Under the step deviation, our mean was A plus sigma f dx dash divided by n into I. So assume mean was 40, f dx dash comes out to be, this will be coming out to be 30. So here we will be putting 30 divided by our this n is also 30. I is the common factor that we have taken is 10. So it will be 40 plus 10, that is equal to 50. So here also, in the third method also, in the same question we will be getting 50 as the answer. So the continuous series will be series in which you have been given the class intervals and frequency is also given. So here we will apply the first step and we will take the mid values first of all from the class intervals, and later on we will just denote these values as capital X only. So if we take the mid values are taken as the lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So 0 plus 10 divided by 2 will be 5. 10 plus 20 divided by 5 will be 15, 25, 35, 45, 55 and 65. So now we have created our X. Now this will be in the form of our discrete series. Now we can move ahead as in case of discrete series. Now let us see the first formula of direct method. So multiply f with x. So we will be getting 25, 180, 750, 1575, 2250, 2035 and 1365. So when we will add this will become sigma fx. Sigma fx comes out to be 8180. So if we have to apply the formula of simple mean is sigma fx divided by n. So it will be 8180. N is your frequency total. In this question it comes out to be 200. So we will divide 8180 with the 200. So our answer will be 40.9. So this is the direct method. Now second is the shortcut method, in which again we will take the deviations. From here we will be creating dx and we can take any mid value from 5 to 65. Let us take 35 as the assumed mean and take the deviation. So 5 minus 35 will be minus 30, minus 20, 10, 0, positive 10, 20 and 30. Now after calculating the dx, we will be calculating f dx. Now this dx will be multiplied by f. So it will be minus 150, minus 240, minus 300, 0, 500, 740 and 630. Its total comes out to be 1180. Now let us just put the values in the formula of assumed mean. So according to the formula, A plus sigma f dx divided by n. So assumed mean we have taken 35, f dx come out to be 1180 divided by 200. So 35 plus 5.9, again it will be 40.9 as the same answer as we have seen in case of shortcut method. Now third method is step deviation. If we see something is common in our dx, we can take dx dash. Now here we can see 10 is common, so like this we can reduce our calculations. So now we will be calculating f dx dash. So our f dx dash calculation will be minus 15, minus 24, minus 30, 0, 50, 74 and 63. So it will give us sigma f dx dash, that comes out to be 118. Now according to step deviation method, the formula of mean is a plus sigma f dx dash divided by n into I. So now assume mean is same, 35 plus 118, n is 200, I was 10, so it will be 35 plus 5.9 and our final answer will be 40.9 as we have seen in case of previous two methods.